All right, guys, we are on type 2 of compound inequalities. We're looking at the and. Any inequality has tendency to graph together. So we're looking at in between. For an example, x is greater than or equal to -6 and x is less than or equal to 1. Close that at -6, close that at 1 because it's got the line underneath. Shade in between because it's and. It means it has to meet both criteria to be true. And because they're closed dots, we put brackets in the interval notation. Rewriting and inequalities, because the solution to an and inequality falls between two endpoints, they are frequently written in a more condensed form. So we go from what you saw in the first example, x is greater than or equal to -6, and the word written and x is less than or equal to 1, we just simply write it, -6 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 1. So looking at this first example, it is written in the more condensed form. 2 is less than or equal to x plus 4, which is less than 9. Our goal is to get x by itself in the middle. And how we did this in this first one is we simply just subtracted 4 from all three parts. Just like an equation, when you do to one side, you got to do the other. And you need to do it to all three parts. The left, the right, and the middle. This will cancel out in the middle. 2 minus 4 is -2. You've got your x left. 9 minus 4 is 5. So my 2 has a closed dot. My 5 has an open dot. And you shade in the middle. Or is or, out and in the middle, right here. So, interval notation, closed dot with a bracket, and an open dot at 5. We should always write the number if it's not given on the number line. So we're going to move on to number 7. Take a look at that. Again, our goal is just to get x by itself in the middle. All right. So looking at this, I'm going to add 13 to all three sides. I'm going to have -14 is less than 7x because this cancels out, less than 21. One more step. This is multiplication. To undo that, I'm going to divide by 7. So I've got -2 is less than x because that cancels out, which is less than 3. X is positive, it's in the middle. So at -2, I have an open dot, and at +3, I have an open dot. It's not written on my number line, so I'm going to write in between. My x is in the middle, so I'm going to shade in the middle. So interval notation, it goes between -2 and 3. They're not included because they're not or equals to. So -2 and 3, and we've got a parentheses. If we had the brackets, it would say, hey, it includes this number. In this case, it does not include that number. It's just an open dot. Number 8. Again, our goal is to get x by itself. It's kind of it is a two-step equation, but if we take off one part, you'll see that it really is. So what I do to the middle, I have to do to the two sides. -12 is less than or equal to 3x, which is less than or equal to 6. One more step, going for that x. I want that x by itself. I'm going to divide by 3. -4, less than or equal to x. These guys cancel out, which is less than or equal to 2. Compound and inequality, x is in the middle. It is positive, it is by itself. So I've got a closed dot at -4. A closed dot at 2.
Students but right second wave buses are dismissed. Again, second wave is dismissed.
Sorry for that announcement. We shade in the middle. All right. Our interval notation, this is exciting. We have 2 closed dots, so we know that this is going to be a bracket on both sides. So my 2 end posts, -4 and 2. Two more examples here. Number 9 and 10, same concept. We want to get our variable in the middle by itself. So I'm going to subtract 1 here. So I've got -2 less than 2/3 x. These guys cancel out, less than or equal to 4. Now we're back to the fractions. How do we get rid of a fraction when we're solving an inequality or an equation? Well, you multiply by the reciprocal of 3/2. Cancels this out. So x is by itself. We've got -3 over here and 6 over here. One is an open dot, one is a closed dot. At -3, which is right here, it's open. We mark it because it's not labeled on the number line, and at 6, it's a closed dot. I don't need to label 6, it is written on the number line. So my interval notation, at -3, it's an open dot. That means I have a parentheses because I'm not including that in my answer. But I do have 6's included. That's that or equal to, so 6 could be a solution. All the numbers that are shaded are possible numbers that could go in for x to make this a true inequality. Okay? Looking at number 10. A lot of people right away are going to want to distribute that 2. Let's make it easy on ourselves. Let's divide by 2. Let's get rid of that right away. Get rid of it. And now I have my x minus 6. And some of you might be like, well, what if I didn't know that? It's all right. Distribute, and then you just undo it again. You'll add 6, divide by 2. All right? Not a big deal. It's reversible. One more step. We're going to add 6. Boom, that's gone. -1 plus 6 is +5. 2 plus 6 is 8. So go to our number line. This is going to be an open dot because this is just a regular inequality, and this has or equal to, so we're going to close dot on 8. And +5. 5 is not on the number line, so I just indicate that above, and I shade in between. So I've got 5 that's not included, but 8 is included. All right, this wraps up Type 2 and compound inequalities. This is Mrs. Straight signing off.